What is up, YouTube? It is Matt back with another crypto video, and today's video is on DigiByte. Now, a quick reminder that while there is no set date and time at the moment, I will be conducting an interview with several members of the DigiByte community to help them spread awareness about DigiByte. Now, you certainly will not want to miss that, and if you have not subscribed to this channel already, be sure to do so and hit the bell to get notifications so that you can watch this interview when we do it. So, today's video, again, is on DigiByte and why it could outpace Bitcoin and XRP and become a global currency, followed by this second article here, why DigiByte will outcompete Feeless coins in the long run. Now, I apologize for moving through today's video quickly, but I need to go to work in about an hour, so let's get right to it. So why could DigiByte outpace Bitcoin and XRP to become a global currency? So with the increased geopolitical uncertainties in the world economy, it is becoming increasingly clear that a fundamental change is imminent, and that change is the paradigm shift that we hear time and time again of fiat currency transitioning to cryptocurrency. So the two largest economies are engaged in a trade war, and the US is just falling short of declaring China a currency manipulator. And whether that's true or not, I don't know, and I wouldn't say the US is exactly innocent in that realm either. But in the developing world, fiat currencies are being affected by the rising interest rates in the United States, and some of them are already facing increased inflation rates like we're seeing in Venezuela. And I know news recently that there's several thousand migrants on their way to the U.S. border because their economy is collapsing and they have nothing else to do, or they have nowhere else to go. So all these factors could confluence into a situation where a decentralized and trustless system emerges as a replacement to the financial system as we know it. And two cryptos that people believe could take over in such a scenario are Bitcoin and XRP. Now, I know people familiar with the space would already kind of know that Bitcoin would not be the ideal choice for a world currency for several reasons. But people from the outside that are kind of unaware of what's going on in this space, Bitcoin's probably the only cryptocurrency they've ever heard of, so as such they might think that would be the best replacement, but it's not. And then XRP, certainly people in the community, XRP does have a big fan base and community supporting it, but there's several reasons why, or that could prevent it from becoming or gaining global adoption as the go-to currency. So what are Bitcoin's weaknesses and why can it not become a world currency? And its main weakness is that the majority of its mining power is controlled by China, and that makes it very, very unlikely that any Western civilization, Europe, the United States, or really anyone outside China, aside from Russia or close allies of China, would ever accept Bitcoin as a currency because China has so much control over it. You know, with tensions rising, economies or currencies could in a sense be used as a weapon, and the United States would not want to be reliant on Bitcoin if China has essentially complete control over it. And then other reasons Bitcoin is not an ideal choice for a currency is the transactions are extremely slow, especially as more and more people use it, it becomes slower and slower. And then on top of that, the transaction fees are extremely high when compared to the system we currently use as a Visa, MasterCard, or whatever. The transaction fees just make it really useless as a day-to-day currency. Now, as a digital store of value or a digital gold, yes, I could see that in the future, but as a globally adopted currency used on a daily basis, absolutely not. And then the second coin they talk about in this article is XRP. And like Bitcoin, XRP has one flaw that could prevent it from gaining adoption in the Eastern Eastern countries rather, such as China, Russia, or any of their allies. And that's because XRP has very strong ties to a company based in the United States, and that is Ripple. And Ripple, while they don't own all of the XRP, obviously, but they own a very large portion of XRP, and I know they've come out and say that there's rules set in place that can prevent them from just dumping it all and manipulating the market, but it's still a possibility, especially if it was like if China were to shut down Bitcoin as an act of war, Ripple could do the same by getting an elbow from the U.S. government to it. Because if XRP was a globally adopted currency and China was using it, we could use that in a war-like scenario to hurt their economy. So that's why it might not gain adoption in the Eastern countries. Certainly as cross-border payments, yes, I think that will be the case in the majority of all countries, but as far as day-to-day transactions, daily currency that the average Joe uses, I don't know. But certainly being tied to a U.S. company makes it improbable for countries such as China or Russia to willingly accept that as their currency. And then as far, I know XRP is decentralized technically, but it's certainly more centralized when compared to DigiByte. So one crypto that is underestimated but could gain global acceptance is a currency DigiByte. And DigiByte is unique in the sense that it has no affiliations to any country, and DigiByte doesn't even have a central company behind it. So there's no central company, it's not tied to a specific, or no central company rather, and it's not tied to a specific country, which means it could be easily accepted or adopted in essentially every country in the world, because no other country in the world has the ability to manipulate it. It's built entirely on a community that is on a global level of people working on it, people promoting it, such as DigiByte, and really that's what makes it unique from XRP, Bitcoin, and a lot of other projects in the space, is there's no company behind DigiByte and there's no country that it's unique to. So that's why, again, it could gain adoption on a global level. It's truly built by the people, for the people of the world, really, not just a specific company or country. So this, again, makes it acceptable across the geopolitical spectrum. It is also fully decentralized. Again, it means no entity can claim control over DigiByte. And DigiByte has the technical capabilities to work as a global currency and do it with ease. It's one of the fastest cryptocurrencies out there. I know XRP at the moment is, in a sense, faster than DigiByte, but it's more centralized. And if they want to increase, if XRP wants to increase their speed, they'll have to, in a sense, become even more centralized to do so. But that's not the case with DigiByte, because DigiByte has it written into its code that every 2 years the block size will double, which will make it even faster than it is today. And every 2 years it's just going to keep happening. So every 2 years it's going to get faster and faster, all the way up until 2035 when the last DigiByte is minted. So that's why, on this basis, DigiByte could emerge as the surprise winner on the changing global economy that could push its valuations much higher than they are today. Again, because there's no direct company behind it, there's no country that can exert control over it, and it's built entirely by a global community. And then it could, so that could make it easily pass through the geopolitical stigma that surrounds Bitcoin and XRP and other currencies on the market that are more centralized or specific to one country. So why DigiByte will outcompete Feeless coins in the long run. And I know there are a couple projects out there that offer you transactions for free, but they are more centralized than DigiByte. And again, decentralization is what sets DigiByte apart from the rest of these projects out here. Certainly they technically are decentralized, but only spread across a couple dozen or less servers, as opposed to DigiByte being spread across, I think I saw Jared Tate say it was over 240,000 different nodes as of this year, and it's continuously growing as more people download the DigiByte wallet and then create a replica of the blockchain. And really, since DigiByte has a fee, just take a look at this number here. To send $20,000 using DigiByte, your fee would be 0.000059. So, I mean, it's not free, but come on, that's basically free. That's as cheap as it can get. If you're sending $20,000, you can afford fractions and fractions of a penny. And again, decentralization is what will set DigiByte apart from the projects that are feeless, because they are more centralized. And I saw Jared Tate say, when talking in terms of centralization and decentralization, think of all the DNA that's in your body. And then if all of that DNA was held in the tip of your finger, that would represent centralization. So if you were chopping vegetables or something and you happen to cut the tip of your finger off, you'd be out of luck. all your DNA is now gone, and it would cause a lot of problems. But if it was decentralized throughout your entire body, like it is, that adds to the security of the entire system. It's not held in one spot, vulnerable to anything to happen. It's spread out across hundreds of thousands of different nodes, making hacking damn near impossible. And the fact that they have 5 mining algorithms sets them apart from Bitcoin and all the other projects that only have 1 mining algorithm, and it increases the security of it. And as more and more devices connect to the internet and the Internet of Things, and AI starts to blow up over the next several years, security is going to be the #1 concern for consumers and companies and really everyone in the world. And DigiByte is definitely standing apart from the pack in terms of cybersecurity. So I got to wrap this video up. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later.